Good morning, readers. Today we're going to look at the learning target. I can reflect on myself as a reader. We get to take a look back at our reading lives and look at the different things that have made us either love reading or maybe not love reading so much throughout those reading lives. One way that we can reflect on our reading lives is by thinking about our reading timeline. So I went ahead and jotted down my reading timeline, which obviously is a little bit longer than yours, but I thought of it starting at kindergarten, but I could have started even beyond kindergarten, maybe when I was 2 or 3 years old. And then first and second grade I put together, third and fourth, fifth and sixth, middle school, high school, college, and now. And if you'll notice, I didn't always have a happy face on my reading timeline. And so I had to really think about what were the times that reading was really great for me and what were times that reading maybe wasn't as great, and why was that so? So after I was thinking about that for a while, I went and jotted down some little stories or little reasons why I felt the way I did at certain times. So looking at kindergarten, I was a happy reader in kindergarten. My teacher, Mrs. Hazley, always read aloud to us, and she got so excited as she was reading those books, and that got me really excited about stories and books. So I just really loved when my teacher and my parents read to me, and I just loved books and reading at that time. But then starting in first grade, I did not feel that great about reading. Reading felt hard, and I really struggled to figure out words and would get so frustrated. And when my parents tried to help me, I would just cry, and I would be so frustrated. A lot during first and second grade, although it did start to get easier in second grade. Then by third grade, it was kind of like, aha, I figured it out a little bit. And so I liked reading again. And I really got into a series that I loved, the Ramona series, and read nonstop. And I even won the Reading Queen Award at my elementary school and got to go to McDonald's with my teacher. Then in 5th and 6th grade, I still continued to find new fiction stories that I got into and would read every chance I got. But I am starting to notice that I really have been a fiction reader. Hadn't really liked nonfiction too much, but was really able to get into a lot of fiction books. And going on in middle school, I still really enjoyed reading. I enjoyed the new books that my teachers introduced to me and loved the new reading challenges I had at school. But then, coming up to high school, I didn't really love the books that we had to read. We had specific books that our teachers chose for us, and I had a lot of sports that I played, so after sports, after homework, I didn't have time to read for fun, and I just didn't enjoy the books that I had to read for school. And then moving on to college again, it wasn't really the best reading time in my life. Again, it was lots of nonfiction reading, and it was tough reading. And really, I've preferred fiction reading, so it really wasn't the best. But now coming up to this time in my life, I love reading for fun. I read every night, and I even read nonfiction. I love learning about things I'm interested in, so I'll read books about teaching. I'll read books about taking care of my kids and things like that. And just getting to learn new things. So as you can see, your reading life may not be just one way. You may not always have loved reading, and you may not always have struggled with reading. So you might have had some ups and downs in your reading life, just like I've had some ups and downs in mine. So you might be wondering, why are we thinking about our reading pasts? And really, thinking about and reflecting on ourselves as readers in the past helps us to see what kind of readers we are, maybe what kinds of books and what kinds of things are interesting to us, or what times we felt really good about reading. And it helps us to make sure that we continue to have good experiences reading. And it also helps us to set goals for ourselves, to become even better readers and to enjoy our reading even more. So today we're all going to reflect on ourselves as readers and do so possibly in a way similar to myself or a little bit differently. One of the choices you have is you can write it out in your binder. So just like I did here, I could have written my timeline just simply on that loose leaf paper in my binder. And I could have written when I was reflecting and make sure I have something that tells whether it was a good time or a not so good time for me, and then a description or a story of why. Another option is you can draw it out on construction paper, and I drew my timeline like this, so you could do one similar to this on construction paper. You could even add a few more drawings if you felt like that would help describe how you were feeling at the time. But again, make sure that you have when, the feeling you felt, and somehow that you describe what made you feel that way at that time in your reading life. And finally, you might record yourself talking about your timeline. So you could either do that in a video that you could be recorded or just record your voice. And we'll have some ways that you would be able to do that. So any of those options are yours today to choose from. By the end of reading today, you'll be able to show that you can successfully reflect on yourself as a reader by completing one of these choices and then being able to share out your reading life with a partner. Make it a great day.